Greetings, guys. In this video and a series of videos to continue, I am going to specifically talk about how you can create different workflows, the idea around workflows, and why we have chosen specifically the workflow method in this way. So, as soon as you have entered Zing, you see you have the option to start editing, create your own workflow, as well as look at some of your past images in case you've already started using the tool. As soon as you open the dialog box, you're able to see how you can set up your workflow name, the number of images that you're going to probably use, and the credit per image, uh, the export settings, the process resolution, the file size. Then you start on with all the functions that are there. The idea of all the functions listed out individually is that you can use them individually, or you can use them in a combination with multiple other functions. And the idea there is that once you save that workflow, we're intelligently using all of these models to be able to process other 100 images, 500, 1,000, specifically for that kind of output again. So all of those tasks, once set in the workflow, can be repeated multiple number of times. Let's try and see this image, for example, and let's create a very simple workflow to see how it can effectively transform the image. So the first thing we would want to do, let's say, is kind of remove and clip the background. As soon as I've removed and clipped the background, the next thing I would want to do probably is, let's say, add margin, have margin space around this female. So let's say I would have it 2000 by 2000, 10% margin everywhere. I would want it center aligned. So within the function also, I have the ability to control a lot of the parameters, as you're able to see, because sizing, all of that is contextual to the platform and the type of product photography that you have. So as you see, I've been quickly been able to kind of create the margin as well. Now, let's say I would want to probably place this kind of a model in a white background, in a plain white background, for example. So then I can go ahead, choose color background. Again, within this function, I can go ahead and use as a hex code or as an RGB code, and then kind of select the background I want. In this case, it already says white as triple F triple F. I'm going to save, and it automatically creates the white background. Now, the idea is that the same workflow can now actually be used to test out some other images. What we call is like this is a workflow testing bar, where you're able to test the workflow and see the steps how they're executed, as in this case. So let's say I select another file, and probably this is also something that I want to process in a similar way. So there you go. Like, I've been able to transform the images thing and everything. And if I want to change something, probably I want to change the margin guidelines, or I want to probably crop the nose of the subject. So then I'm going to go ahead and, let's say, crop nose. And here, because I've cropped the nose, I'm also going to change the margin guidelines and make the top margin 0. So now we have like the model's nose cropped. We have her face not looking properly in terms of the full face. This is exactly what we were thinking of. And then we have the rest of the body. And we've also been able to keep the margin on all sides. Then you can go ahead, select the correct export settings, use the correct processing resolutions and file size, and then quickly name this workflow. So I'm going to name this workflow ABC. Then I'll go ahead and create the workflow. As soon as I've created the workflow will turn up on the top left here. I go ahead, click it. I use this specific workflow. I can either upload an image or upload a full folder, which would of course have similar images that I would want to process for the same type of workflow, for the same platform, for the same photo shoot. uh, I mean, somebody who's been editing images would know how they would have to sort out some of these images as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and upload the images. Let's say I want to process one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay. Let's say I want to do these nine images. Do open and process. So I've already selected nine images. I can quickly view which ones that I have also used here. Quickly shut it and process. As you see, it processed all of the nine images. In for a quick reference view, I can click on the I button here and I will be able to see how these images have been transformed, where the nose has been cropped, the background has been removed, the margins have been created, and a white background has been created. So this is a simple workflow that you can use for Amazon, for Flipkart, for Myntra, for Walmart, uh, because these images would meet all the guidelines in terms of DPI, sizing, cropping, uh, as well as the margin guidelines. So that's a quick introduction to our series on how you can use and create workflows using all these different AI functions for bulk image editing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching these videos, and we'll continue with a lot more.